Well, the developments of the NNPCL's Port Harcourt and Warri Refineries coming back on stream were those that drew mixed reactions, especially in a time when Nigeria grappled with issues surrounding how it can stabilize its oil sector. But this has not been without its ups and downs, as the NNPCL constantly had to do a lot of work in terms of convincing Nigerians that the facility was working. But it is unthinkable why words should be what Nigerians rely on to determine functionality. One would think it should be the actual availability of the products in the market. At that point, you don't have to convince anyone that it is functioning. Well, the Petroleum Products Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria, Petran, over the weekend said petrol prices will crash down further following the revival of the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries by the federal government. In a statement on Saturday, Petran National Public Relations Officer Dr. Joseph Obele said, contrary to previous doubts, the refineries are now fully operational, with Petran members loading petroleum products, including DPK, Argo, and PMS. Well, he noted that the revitalization of the facilities have numerous benefits, including eradication of adulterated diesel and kerosene from the market. And he regretted that for years, the absence of functional refineries led to a proliferation of fake petroleum products, posing significant risks to consumers. We may run at a loss knowing who to believe now, but one thing we are sure to keep doing is continue asking the questions and seeking out the true state of the refineries. Vitalis Godwin, PRO Ipman, independent. Vitalis Godwin is actually working with the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. Will be joining us on the program live right now. Vitalis Godwin, you're welcome on the program. Well, you were going to make a correction.
Okay, good morning to you.
You're welcome on the program.
In general, first of all, my name is Comrade Vitalis. I'm not a PPRO of Ipman. I'm the State Secretary of NUPENG in Akwa Ibom State.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Indeed. Thank you very much for that correction. Okay. Thank you for joining us. Okay. The issues surrounding the petroleum products in the country are quite enormous, and the issues range from pricing, the availability of the products, and talking about NNPCL and the issue of the Port Harcourt refinery coming on stream, and recently Warri Refinery. We understand that the products are now available in the markets, but starting from the stories that were flying around as regards whether these refineries are actually functional, would you say that indeed Nigerians can believe that these facilities are dispensing?
Yeah, to be very sincere with the public, the truth remains that Port Harcourt refinery in particular, I've witnessed that one has commenced operation. They are loading major marketers, we call it NNPC retail products for now. Okay. They were supposed to have start selling directly to independent marketers, but I think they are still undergoing some operational modalities to put that in place to make sure that happens soon. So, but they are definitely working now.
Are they operating on the full capacity of 21,000 barrels?
I may not be able to go down to that fact to tell. Okay. But all I know is that because I personally was there. Okay. I met the operation going on myself. I participated in the process of it, but I may not get to those details. Okay. But they are actually producing PMS. They have loaded PMS out. To my notice, they have loaded the AGO, which I personally loaded on a retail NNPC retail outlet slot, and they have loaded DPK, that is kerosene. Mm-hmm. Okay. So those three things have already been loaded to my witness now. Okay. So for any other thing that they want to keep producing, I don't know yet.
Okay. Well, how smooth will you describe the operation at the Port Harcourt refinery, saying it is working? With the old and new working simultaneously, how smooth is that operation?
Yeah, they are actually working smoothly, but they are still having some infringement between the major players, people like the MNDPRA. Yeah. Okay. So I think they are having some lockerhead with their policies. Okay. And that of the NNPC. So all through that last 2 weeks, that was what was on the table between the two of them. So I think once that is sorted out in terms of Port Harcourt refinery, I think that will also affect Warri. Okay. Yeah, because the NDPRA are not separate, they are one.
Sure.
So if they are having that issues in Port Harcourt Refinery, I think the similar issue should be also affecting Warri Refinery. So being that the Port Harcourt has started producing, the flame is up on the sky, there is a big hope that better days are coming.
Well, Vitalis, what stands out for us is really the issue of how we can truly crash the price down. I mean, every Nigerian would want to see the realities within the petroleum sector actually more favorable to the people, because in a way it goes ahead to affect how you buy stuff in the market. It controls a whole lot. Now, do you see real competition, a tangible competition existing between the refineries run by the NNPCL and that of Dangote? How, to what extent is this going to influence what the realities in the market is currently?
I think that that competition is highly important and very significant to the benefit of Nigerians, because you know, before now the NNPCL were trying to be very secretive about their activities, and thank God that the Dangote surfaced, and when Dangote surfaced, it began to bring a lot of things to light, and the question began to emanate from all quarters. Now, one of those things that Dangote did was trying to have an open market where he would sell his product openly, free-handed to anybody who cares to buy. But the NNPCL were not comfortable about that, so they stepped in between the people and the Dangote and said they will be the off-take buyers, and that was not going well. So there was a lot of criticism from left, right, center, from Nigerians, and that was too bad for a company who was supposed to have represented the people's interest to stand in gap of individuals who want to do what is right. So that was too bad. But thank God, when recently, you know, that Dangote refinery began to mitigate a lot of things, and the product prices begin to track itself between that of the NNPCL and that of Dangote, and it kept, as at ending of last year, the product was officially sold at private depots, you know, because whatever happened there will tell at the private depots. Whatever prices, because the majority are getting the product through private depots. When you say NNPCL, if they are not able to sell it out to private depots, for the private depots to now take it off and sell it to the marketers will not have it to sell.
True. So
whatever land at the private depots price, that is what really influence and get straight to the consumers. So now, as at last year, ending of last year, December last year, PMS was sold for 940 naira, 938, 39 naira.
Okay.
There was a significant drop from what it was to that extent. Now coming up January, last 2 weeks, the thing went up again, and the reason for that, as speculated, was that the NNPCL threatened Dangote for not operating within its rules, within its expectations.
Okay.
And what was the expectation? They said they promised to sell crude to Dangote in naira, and that was to go well with Dangote. So because Dangote was trying to make the market an open market, so they now tried to restrict him by saying, okay, Dangote, we are not going to give you that crude again with naira, you are going to pay with dollar. So it means it plays back into the hands of the federal government, because the federal government are going to determine who owns dollar.
Okay, Mr. Vitalis Godwin, one of the things that continues to bit my imagination is how the NNPCL is poised on playing both as the regulator and as an active player in the market. How do you rate that?
That is a clear picture of what Nigeria governance looks like. That they are not trying to give that divisions of labor. That somebody who is selling is working at the high top up there is trying to also be in the down to also do the work. So you see, they bring this lacuna in willingly. So this is the issue of Nigeria. It reflects the true attitude of Nigeria, because it shouldn't have been. NNPC has been a national asset until it went private. And when it became private, it was supposed to be pioneered and steered to the welfare of Nigerians. So what we then saw was another different thing. The NNPCL will now fix price, and they will not only stop at fixing price, they will want to bring the product back themselves to the people. So they were trying to fetch a lot of people out of market business and take up the space. Okay. That's what they were trying to like do. So, but I think now, with the recent announcement by the United States President, I think it has shaped a lot of things. Because when President Trump came in, that first day, he now make an announcement that first, OPEC is going to cut down crude prices, first of all. Secondly, America is not going to only it will not stockpile their product again. They will start selling it to other nations. Okay. So that was a very good point for Dangote.
All right.
So Dangote was now intending to, knowing that America is willing to sell, he is willing to buy. Okay. So if Dangote now can have access to American crude and brings to Nigeria, it therefore means it's going to be at a very high competitive advantage against the NNPCL.
Okay. Now let's go back to the functionality of the Port Harcourt refinery.
Okay.
Now there is this speculation that the old refinery is going to be managed, or should I say maintained, from monies being made from the new refinery. To Nigerians, is this going to be beneficial or detrimental?
Well, I don't understand what they call old refinery first and the new refinery. Okay. Because all I know is the same structure, the same facility that was there is what is still on ground. So I don't know how they are able to differentiate that.
But you're aware of the existing dichotomy, right?
The existing dichotomy, well, I'm not. Let me not say I am, because if they said NNPC should be limited, that is given to a private ownership, it should not have a two separate operational base now. It should have one. Okay. It should have one. So if it is to have a new one, it carries new. If it is to carry old, it carries that old, what do you call it, structure.
All right, Mr. Vitalis, we're almost out of time, but then I wouldn't let you leave without commenting on the events of gas explosions that have been really rampant recently. You're a representative of Nopang. How have you been receiving these news, and what steps would you say should be taken in just 30 seconds to ensure that we nip these issues of gas explosions in the bud?
Okay, thank you for that question. Nigeria is already going through a lot of insecurity, not only physical insecurity, but processual insecurity and even operational insecurity. So now what we are experiencing is just the outbreak of the whole accumulative of this indiscipline, unguided processes that is now hitting the system. Gas has been exploding everywhere. The recent one was in Port Harcourt, River State. It claims a lot of life. We have just praying that shouldn't come to Akwa Ibom, because the Petroleum Product Monitoring Committee in Akwa Ibom, the PPMC, is already on its tools doing a lot of internal work to see how that because one of the ways to take yourself out of this crisis is that you must look for a way to put safety procedures well in place. Okay. Well in
They will begin to comply as much as possible.
Yes.
With laid down guidelines.
Yes, because when you can do that, you reduce the chances of this happening. First of all, there's a lot of lacuna in the system of gas, because now gas is not is fled from different angles in Nigeria, from different angles. Now, as they are fled from different angles, they are most time compressed without due processes.
Okay.
So when they are now compressed without due processes, it now becomes something that you cannot specifically tell how to go about it. You understand? Okay. But with your own internally constructed and laid down safety precautions, you can look to see how you can manage these things and prevent this explosion.
And that will also include discouraging as much as possible erecting these gas outlets close to residential areas.
Residential areas and fire catchment areas.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Mr. Vitalis Godwin, representative of Nopang, for coming on Niger Delta today. We really appreciate your views and ideas.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
I'm afraid that's the size of Niger Delta today. Many thanks for staying tuned until this time. My name is Xavier Robert. We'll catch you again tomorrow for another fresh edition.
I am Arisoga Ebo. Do enjoy the rest of our programming. Bye for now.